Hi and welcome back. So, change of plans. We've just left Corumba and we had planned to follow the Savannah Way along the Gulf and head over to Burralula. Unfortunately, a lot of the roads though we have found are closed. So we've changed tack and we've now come down. We've just passed through Cloncurry and we're camping about 60 k's out of Mount Isa at the Mary Kathleen abandoned township. So we've decided to stop here. It's just a free camp, and in the morning we're going to go and explore the abandoned uranium mine. But this is a great little free stop. There's heaps of spaces. There's probably, I don't know, another handful of other campers all spread around. Everyone's got their own area, but look at this. I'll turn you around. It's a great little spot. So not quite too sure what the plan is now after tonight. So in the morning we will go and explore the mine site. Maybe we'll head into Mount Isa, do a few things there. I'm thinking maybe stop at Camowheel. The next night maybe for a couple of nights. I don't know. I'll just have to have a look now because we weren't planning on tracking down this way to get over to Mataranka. So we will have a look what's around and what we can do and see what we're going to explore.
Oh, good morning. Coffee's on. Just over that way, there's an information plaque, so I'm going to make my coffee, go over, read the board and try and find out a little bit more information about this place because I don't really know much about it at all, other than it's an abandoned uranium mine. Only 2 eyes, didn't grow a third one overnight, so that's a win. Heaps of cows here too. Yeah, you could hear them through the night. Bloody noisy buggers. Nice fire last night, watched the stars. It was relatively moonless night, so just stars as far as the eye could see. And I'll bring you around this side actually. There's just the view that you have. I mean, oh look, there's my alarm right there. One of the cows. Yeah. Great old view. Oh, I can hear the coffee going. Back in a sec. Okay, so I've only just started reading, but one thing did actually catch my eye. So it was 1954, radioactive ore body was discovered. And that's when sort of mining leases and all that sort of stuff started to gather steam. There was people living here, or the houses started to be built and constructed 2 years later. But all the way down here, where is it? The Barclay Highway, which is the main road out here, was sealed in, let me follow the line up here, 1958. And the first shipment of tinned beer arrived at the wet canteen. All this information down here is all about the mine and all little sort of highlights along the way. You got your years down here and whatever. All started in 1954, as I said, but yeah, they had to make note that tinned beer arrived. Anyway, let me carry on reading. So Rio Tinto had the main controlling interest on the mining lease here, and says the provision of adequate permanent living quarters was a matter of urgency for the project to proceed. This architecturally designed model township was completed before any uranium oxide was produced. The whole town was built in less than a year, with houses completed at a rate of 1 per day. Just think about that. Right, so the mine site actually, it had 2 periods of operation. It shut down in 1964 after their initial contract, and shipped a whole bunch of uranium-bearing ore to the United Kingdom Atomic Energy Company. And in its heyday, consisted of about 1,100 people, mostly families, 200 single men. But the whole township, I mean, there was a golf course, a cinema, a swimming pool, recreational facility. There was a sports oval, 2 churches, town square, the doctor's surgery, lawn bowls, swimming pool, I think I said that, all sorts of stuff. General store, hardware store, fire station, police station, bank, office, post office. Yeah, so it was a real thriving little community. Then in 64, when they completed that initial contract, basically the mine shut, and there was only about a dozen families who remained. A lot of the place went to ruin. And then the second operation started in 1974, but by then that main road out the front there, the Barclay Highway, had been sealed, so there was a lot of people who came in from Cloncurry or Mount Isa to work at the mine. So the community that was here, it never really got back up again. Over the years, Mary Kathleen achieved a considerable reputation as a lively and attractive community and a very pleasant place to live. The company only charged $8 a week for a 2-bedroom unit. No one had to pay rates or electricity, and all the amenities were free, and the pay was good. It was like a worker's utopia, basically. But yeah, now it's closed. Back in 1982, it shut for the final time. All the buildings were basically auctioned off and picked up and moved to either Cloncurry, which is about, I don't know, 30 k's that way, and Mount Isa, 120 k's the opposite way. And now it's just an awesome place to camp. Yeah, we were actually parked up on one of the old pads. We actually, reversed our camper onto an old housing pad. So we're nice and level. We didn't have to use levelling ramp, which was good. Yeah. And the main residence now are cows.
Yeah.
Cows and people blowing through.
There's a lot of cows.
It's quite eerie, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, the buildings aren't here, right? So it's not like the place is just derelict.
Like the
But all the infrastructure's here, the roads, and there's a flagpole, the roads and the pads and all the rest of it for the shopping centres and the houses. That's really quite strange. Anyway, that's that. We're going to go and check out the mine site.
Hopefully we don't come back with 3 eyes.
Yeah, I already said that, eh? Well, that track came to an abrupt end. Cameron and Miranda and Jacqueline pushed on ahead. Whoa, well, that's a dodgy side of the cliff down there. How you guys going? Oh, look at that.
I know.
How's the colour?
Yeah.
It's like, who's up for a swim?
Me. Wait, no, it says contamination hazard, don't swim in the water.
Oh, okay. Can we get closer?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Pretty
down there.
dodgy track down.
Our track down was a little bit dicey. We didn't take it. It was all sort of rocky and shaly and quite loose, and steep. I'm going to take this little track along the top, see if we can get a better view. Is your mum coming? No. There's long grass, so she didn't want to come. I reckon we'll be able to get a better view up here, Cam. Wow, look at that colour. You've got to be kidding me. Australia's only underground hospital. When Darwin was bombed and the hospital was destroyed, this Mount Isa underground hospital was constructed. Pretty cool, hey?
Yeah.
And it wasn't constructed by the government, it was just by locals and the mine within Mount Isa. That's pretty much why Mount Isa is here, is because of that mine. It mines copper, zinc, lead and silver, and is the most productive mine in the world. It's basically the reason why Mount Isa is here. And yeah, during the Second World War, they constructed this as a little bit of a refuge just in case the Japanese bombed the area, because it would be a high value target, because during the war they switched their mining production to copper for the war effort, and if Japanese got word of that, they would definitely bomb this area. So this was to protect basically the patients of the hospital.
Yeah. But
cool,
if the Japanese came here and they saw everyone running in here, they'll probably just bomb it.
Possibly. And check this out, right? They used the all the tools and people from the mine to create this E shape. It is like the letter E tunnels. They use explosives to clear the rock, and this here is original wood. It's 80-year-old Gidgee wood, I think she called it. And they had to basically get all the muck out with shovels and wheelbarrows. So when the miners completed their 8-hour shift, they asked who wants some extra hours to come and huff wheelbarrows of rubble so they can create this. So cool, man. Obviously it's been restored. You know, a lot of the wood's not original now, but there is still some original bits and pieces, and all the artifacts and stuff down here, that's all original. I mean, have a look at this. It's a nursery. That's where the babies would be. Right? Could you imagine giving birth on that table behind you?
With just this.
With a sheet around you. And away the little bubs. On there. Yep. It was never actually used though, the lady was saying. The only time they had patients down here was when they were doing air raid drills. So they never actually had to utilise it as a hospital. So the tour guide was saying that the nurses actually slept in there at night time. Oh, and during their day shift, right? Because it is so much cooler down in there. You're out in the sun, it's boiling hot. So this is a heritage listed, what is it, tent house? Is that what it's called? It's like a wooden structure with canvas thrown over the walls in a tropical tent. This was someone's house for 70 years. She didn't want to sell. So is this the original location? I think the tour guide.
I read they moved it.
They moved
it.
it.
They donated it to the hospital.
Because yeah, it was where the motel is now, but the motel is an L shape to work around where this building originally was, because the original owner didn't want to sell it to the. I think it was the motel. I'm sorry, I could possibly have that wrong. And so they had to construct the motel or whatever building it was around this residence. Hey Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Or Miranda, could you imagine washing your clothes here?
Yeah.
You rub them on them, you know, what resembles my stomach,
Right.
and then you throw them through the roll of the dry, the rolly bit. That's not nice. Anyway, we got some Ks to get behind us. We better get going. So we've actually only travelled 60 Ks from our campsite this morning. We pretty much only just left the Mount Isa area. We stopped off at Coles and stocked up because it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks before we go to a decent supermarket. Miranda was like a kid in a candy store, weren't you, when we pulled into Coles?
Yeah.
Didn't know where to look. Yeah, because it's just been sort of roadhouse stock-ups until then. We pulled into Lake Mondara. Did I get that right? Lake Mondara. It's really cool actually, but these little huts, there's peacocks everywhere. This whole area is full of peacocks.
Dad, there's one behind.
They got a canoe club and they do water skiing and stuff out here, but there's no one here. Well, another car just pulled in, but it's pretty, eh?
Yeah.
I saw a boat.
It's really cool. Anyway,
See,
we're gonna sit down, have some lunch, and then see if we can get another 60 Ks under our belt. Where's your sandwich gone?
No, the peacock stole it. He's running
Oh,
over
look,
there.
he's got it. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no.
And they're all chasing us. Oh well, had you finished?
No. I was like this, saying, can I have some chocolate? And then he just stole it from my hand.
So it's 4 o'clock. We've just pulled into our beautiful free camp here at Camberwell. It's just outside town. So you drive through town, cross the bridge, and then you take a left and follow the track down, and it takes you down to this beautiful water area. And there's quite a few people camped right along the riverside here. It's absolutely beautiful with all the wildlife out there. I think it's going to be really pretty here tonight. So we didn't do a lot of Ks because Camberwell is 190 Ks out of Mount Isa, and we were only camping 60 Ks out of Mount Isa, so it was a pretty short day travelling, but it was a big day because we went and looked at the mine and did the undercover hospital and had the excitement of going to Coles and stocking up. So tonight it's just a one-nighter, some dinner, fire, and then we are moving on the next day, making our way towards Mataranka. So I think it's just going to be a super quiet night, so we'll catch you in the morning.
We just left Queensland and we're back in the Northern Territory.
So we've just pulled into our free camp. We've done probably about 580 Ks or so today. Because we've had to come down a different way, we've sort of ended up having to have a few big days to get ourselves over Mataranka, but we've just stopped in at a place that's about 40 Ks south of Elliot. It's a free camp called Lake Woods Conservation. The track was a bit overgrown and a bit rutted, but Craig sent the drone up and found that there was a spot down here, so we've persevered and come on down, and it's not actually a bad little spot. We'll be able to have a nice fire. We've positioned ourselves so we've got a bit of shade because it is quite warm. It's about 35 degrees at the moment, but we're all just a little bit tired and just want to get set up for the night. We'll have an early night probably and get up early and get ourselves to Mataranka, and then we can be settled there for a few nights, which will be nice because now this is our third overnight stop. It starts to wear a bit thin with setting up and packing down, but so I think the plan is just to get set up, maybe an early dinner, a few card games, and into bed.
All right, good morning guys. So flies are friendly. We're 7 o'clock, packing up, final little push to Mataranka, and anyone who knows anything about the Mataranka hot springs, oh man, we're in for a treat. I've just seen some photos Miranda showed me online, and man, I cannot wait to get there. It looks amazing. So anyway, breakfast, coffee, pack up, 500 Ks to Mataranka. Well, actually, we did a little bit extra yesterday, didn't we? So it's not 500 today, it's about 400, I think. So 5 hours, Mataranka. Apparently, crocodiles are rare in the hot springs, but not uncommon.
I'm excited for the hot springs.
Yeah, they look good, hey?
Yeah.
All right, come on, let's get going. We're at Daly Waters pub at the moment, and it's a really interesting little area. It's not a roadhouse. There's a sign back there. We're not a roadhouse, we're a pub. Really strange. The oldest operating liquor license in the Northern Territory, 1938, the pub got its liquor license, but it had actually been serving customers since the 1880s. Or 1888, I think it was. But yeah, it's a strange little area, and they must have some sort of rodeo tournament on at the moment.
Because there's cowboys,
and cowgirls and horses and bulls, and there's all sorts going on. I've never seen so many jeans, checkered shirts and cowboy hats and boots in one area in Australia.
Yeah.
That's a really cool little place. And apparently it was in World War II, it was the, what did they call it, the I forget the name, like the rear guard, or because Darwin had just been bombed, right, so we're not far from Darwin, so this is like their rear operating base, something like that. So it's got a little bit of military history here as well.
Well, there's that World War II thing down that way, isn't there?
Such a bizarre little spot. It's really cool. It's really good. There's old helicopters and aeroplanes and ruined old machinery and cars, and yeah, it's odd. It's really cool though. Hey.
Yeah.
Really neat. And the kids can go and play in a helicopter just behind us there. We'll let the kids run off a little bit of energy and then push on through to Mataranka. Hot Springs, here we come.
Yeah, it'd be good.